One minute, your cat is purring in your lap, and the next, they have sunk their teeth into your hand. This sudden aggression is actually a common phenomenon called overstimulation, and you are likely missing the warning signs your cat has been sending the entire time. Today, we are going to reveal exactly why this happens at a neurological level, how to read the physical cues that come before every bite, and how to permanently change the dynamic so that petting sessions end with connection instead of pain. This is one of the most misunderstood behaviors in domestic cats, and once you understand the real mechanism behind it, everything changes. If you want science-backed content like this delivered every week, subscribe to Pet Love right now and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. The science of the sudden snap. The bite that feels random is never actually random. It is the final output of a neurological process that has been building throughout the entire petting session, and understanding that process starts with what happens inside your cat's nervous system during prolonged physical contact. Cats experience touch through a dense network of sensory receptors distributed across the skin. When you stroke your cat repeatedly in the same area, those receptors fire continuously, sending signals up the spinal cord to the brain. In small doses, this input registers as pleasant stimulation. The brain releases calming neurochemicals, the cat relaxes, and purring begins. But sensory receptors are not designed for indefinite activation. As the stimulation continues past a certain point, the accumulated neural firing begins to shift from pleasant to irritating at a physiological level. The nervous system becomes overwhelmed, not because your cat changed its mind about you, but because the hardware reached its capacity. This is called petting-induced aggression, and it is classified by veterinary behaviorists as a survival reflex rather than an expression of hostility. In the wild, sustained physical contact from another animal is not a neutral event. It is a potential threat. When overstimulation triggers the defensive reflex, the cat is not attacking you personally. Their nervous system is executing a hard-coded escape protocol. What makes this more complex is that the threshold is not the same for every cat. Breed plays a documented role. Siamese and other high sociability breeds typically tolerate longer petting sessions before reaching overload. Breeds with more independent temperaments, like Russian Blues or Norwegian forest cats, often have significantly lower thresholds. Individual history matters equally. A cat that experienced limited handling during the critical socialization window between 2 and 7 weeks of age will have a lower tolerance for sustained contact than one that was frequently handled from birth. Your cat's bite threshold is a fixed biological and biographical reality, not a training failure. Subtle warning signs you are missing. The bite never arrives without warning. What it arrives without is an owner who knows what to look for. There is a predictable sequence of physical signals that every cat produces before biting, and learning to read that sequence is the single most effective intervention available. The first signal is the tail. A cat that is genuinely relaxed during petting will have a still or slowly moving tail. The moment you see the tail begin to flick or lash with any regularity, the nervous system has started its escalation. This is not irritation. This is early-stage overstimulation, and it is your clearest and earliest opportunity to stop before the reflex completes itself. The second signal is the skin. Watch the fur along your cat's back and shoulders. Rippling or twitching skin in the area you're touching is a direct sensory communication. The skin itself is telling you the receptors beneath it are approaching their limit. Paired with this, watch the ears. Ears that begin to rotate sideways or flatten even slightly against the head are signaling a shift in neurological state from calm to alert defensive. Most owners miss this because the change is subtle and gradual, but it is reliable. The third signal, and the one closest to the actual bite, is the combination of pupil dilation and vocalization. If your cat's pupils expand suddenly while you are petting them, their arousal state has shifted. If that is accompanied by a low sound that does not quite register as a full growl, the threshold has been crossed. At this point, stopping is not prevention. It is damage control. The goal is to stop at the tail flick, not the growl. If this kind of detailed behavioral science is useful to you, subscribe to Pet Love right now. We publish content like this every week specifically for owners who want to understand their cats rather than just manage them. High-frequency triggers and hot zones beyond the timing of petting. Sessions. The location of your touch has an enormous influence on how quickly your cat reaches overstimulation. The body map of a domestic cat includes regions of high sensory sensitivity that reliably accelerate the path to defensive biting. The base of the tail is the most consistent trigger zone across virtually all cats. The concentration of nerve endings in this area is significantly higher than in other regions, and stimulation here activates a reflex arc that bypasses the slower cognitive processing that might otherwise produce a more measured response. Many cats will tolerate extended petting across the back and shoulders, and then bite almost immediately when the hand drifts toward the tail base. The belly is a close second. Despite the fact that some cats will actively roll over and expose the abdomen, this is frequently a display behavior rather than an invitation. The skin covering the belly and the organs beneath it are highly protected by instinct, and touch, there can trigger a defensive clamp of all four paws and teeth with almost no warning. Environmental factors also modulate the threshold in real time. Static electricity buildup in dry indoor environments creates an intermittent micro-shock effect during petting that most owners never consider. From the cat's perspective, a petting session that produces occasional sharp sensations is a fundamentally different experience than smooth, predictable contact. Residual scents on your hands from food, cleaning products, or other animals can also activate a background alert response that reduces tolerance before you have even begun. Noise events during petting compound the effect further. A sudden sound from another room, a dog barking, or a door slamming introduces a competing arousal signal that the cat's nervous system has to process simultaneously. A cat operating at 60% of their stimulation threshold before the noise becomes one at 90% after it. The next stroke of your hand covers the remaining 10. Proactive techniques to reset the interaction. The most effective shift you can make immediately is to stop initiating petting and start responding to it. This is the foundation of the stop and sniff method. Instead of reaching for your cat, extend one finger toward their nose and wait. If they press their face against your hand or rub their cheek along your fingers, they are initiating contact on their terms. Begin petting from that invitation and stop before they ask you to. The short session strategy operationalizes this into a practice. Limit each petting sequence to 5 to 8 seconds, then fully withdraw your hand and pause. Watch the cat's response. If they remain settled or move closer, you can initiate another short sequence. If they look away, begin grooming, or shift position, the session is over and they have ended it cleanly without conflict. Over time, this pattern teaches your cat that your hand is a safe and predictable object, not a source of unpredictable stimulation that must be terminated defensively. For cats with high predatory drive, redirecting the energy into play before and after petting sessions dramatically reduces the likelihood of a bite. Wand toys that allow the cat to express the full predatory sequence, stalk, chase, catch, and bite discharge the arousal energy that would otherwise accumulate during physical contact. A cat that has completed a satisfying play session is neurologically calmer and more tolerant of affection immediately afterward. Building a long-term bond of trust. The long-term solution is an environment that consistently respects your cat's autonomy. Build a daily routine that includes predictable, short affection windows paired with high-value treats delivered during and immediately after calm petting. The treat creates a positive associative loop. Physical contact predicts reward, and the cat's nervous system begins to associate your touch with a pleasant outcome rather than an uncertain one. This does not eliminate the arousal threshold, but it raises it measurably over weeks of consistent application. Choice-based affection, meaning contact that always originates from the cat's invitation rather than your impulse, reduces baseline anxiety across the entire relationship. A cat that knows it can refuse contact without consequence is a cat that feels genuinely safe in its environment. That safety is the neurological foundation of a bond that holds. If biting events are frequent, escalating in intensity, or accompanied by hissing and growling during normal household activity rather than just petting, consult a certified feline behaviorist or your veterinarian. Pain-related aggression from undiagnosed conditions like arthritis or dental disease can mimic overstimulation biting and requires a clinical evaluation to rule out. Your cat is not broken, and they do not hate you. They are communicating in the only language their nervous system has. Learn the vocabulary, and the biting stops. Subscribe to Pet Love for more content that transforms how you understand your cat. Share this video with anyone who has ever been surprised by a bite, and tell us in the comments how your cat signals that petting is over. We read every single one.